What's up, everybody? It's Joe from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with probably, I think, my first ever Epiphone, albeit an American Epiphone, an Epiphone USA video, the Epiphone USA Texan. You can check it out right at empiremusic.com. You can chat with us through the site. You know that we do full factory professional setups on everything we sell, whether you get it in store, like some of you, or like most of you online. Over the phone, we will dial this guitar in exactly the Gibson factory spec to make sure it is absolutely maximized. So don't sleep on that, because we're gonna make it right for you. This is a really cool guitar. I don't think we've ever had this before. I'm pretty sure we've never had it before. The USA Texan from Epiphone came out in 1958. I don't know what you were doing back then, but I wasn't around quite yet. This instrument, to me, like when I see it, I think of Paul McCartney for sure. Another big one is like Noel Gallagher. I know that on the Epiphone site, Peter Frampton had played one pretty substantially too. It's really cool. This is made in the Gibson USA Acoustic Factory in Bozeman, Montana. It's a jumbo body shape. It's like a big, kind of chunky, slope-shouldered dreadnought. It is a kind of like a beastly guitar. It doesn't feel too big in your hands, but it's definitely got some size to it. Solid spruce top, solid mahogany back and side. So all solid design. Of course, gloss nitro lacquer finish. So very authentic. All hand done scalloped X bracing, hand finished, compound dovetail neck joint, like the best of the best build, East Indian rosewood bridge, and fingerboard, vintage tuners, hardshell case. So really, it's an Epiphone in name. It's a Gibson guitar in production. So that's the quality that we're delivering with this. It's really cool because they did update it in that it comes with the LR Bags VTC electronics package, so you have a volume and tone control tucked in the sound hole here for plugging in. What you notice about this guitar right away is definitely, like I said, it's a big body shape. You know, you definitely notice that. You notice the round D neck shape. One of my favorite features about the guitar. You know, there's basically C's and D's and V's for when it comes to necks. And you know, visually, you know, you have a C, which is like this. You have a D, which is a little bit wider, right? And why I like some D-shaped necks is I think your hand kind of more naturally fits this. I mean, a C is kind of like really almost more tight. You know, you have a little bit less stretch in your finger space. This is a very round D, kind of a full D, so it feels vintage, but not too vintagey. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you pick up those baseball bat necks. That's definitely not the case here. It's just got a little bit of extra chunk to it, which feels good. And it also is kind of like what you expect when you put your hand on a guitar like this. You're not expecting like a super pencil thin neck. You want it to feel kind of like it's got some body to it, so it delivers there for sure. Very comfortable and easy to play. The action on this thing is lights out. You know, it's really, really easy to play up and down the neck. And it sounds like a Gibson. When you know, hear those kind of tones, Gibson's kind of got that woodsy, adjectives are always tricky because they come off as a negative when it's not intended to be, but I always think like mid-forward kind of boxy sound of a Gibson. They have a very, very unique tone. You think of like Gibson guitars, Martin guitars. Martin's are more bass, right? Gibson's a little bit more punchy through the mids, a little bit boxier, and then you have Taylor's, which got that very defined tone. They all kind of stay in their own lane, and I always feel like you don't infringe on the need or want for one with another. You know, they really kind of all fill their own space. What's amazing about this guitar is historically it's been used by songwriters. You know what I mean? It's just like, which is really cool because it kind of gives you the inspiration for the instrument and who was gravitating toward it, where people were writing music and singing along with it. And it definitely has that fill a room capability. If you're sitting and playing alone, this thing is gonna fill a space. There's no doubt about that. If you know the videos that I do, I always do the dynamic range, and I always do kind of the mids for balance, right? I'm excited to show you this guitar because this is a very good instance of an instrument that is really good at playing to its size. It is not something that sounds particularly like the right choice for fingerstyle small, like light playing guitars. This guitar wants to be pushed. You can even feel it when you're pushing and strumming it. So sometimes you play an instrument like, oh, when you strum it lightly or you finger pick it, you're like, oh, this sounds like, you know, you might maybe fake it. This is really like a medium strum, heavy strum guitar. So for those of you that really want to fill your space, but not that it sounds bad, I just think it excels at those things way better than it does at the light attack. So let's check it out. This thing rips. It is awesome. I mean, when you play this very heavy, it does not distort at all. I mean, you basically lose your accuracy to any point of actually playing anything of note to play any harder than I was there. And this thing stayed clean as a whistle. Really, really awesome. You notice when I played it lighter, it just doesn't have like that big overwhelming capability, and it's not supposed to. You know what I mean? It's like this shape doesn't allow for it. I always kind of like to use analogies, and you know, I always say you don't pick up the motorcycle and then wonder how much groceries you can get home at the end of the day. You know, it's like not the right tool for the job. This is one of those things. This is not really a Swiss Army knife in that regard. It's definitely got a defined, in my eyes, a thing it's great at, and it's great at strumming and, you know, like probably more moderate picking attack. We'll let it open up, but when it opens, it is just, woof, man, it just blow you back. It's really, really cool. So if you ever find that you're playing guitar with other people and you're having trouble being heard with your guitar, snag one of these, hopefully from us, and then just blast them out, and that'll be that, and you'll have to get new friends. Really, really a cool, cool guitar. I think it's very powerful. That was fun. Now, mids of this instrument, what's cool about mahogany is it's very level sounding. So even the guitar is big, it doesn't get sludgy on the bottom end, which means your mid presence is still very valid and useful, which I prefer personally. So let's check it out. And the mids have all the body that you think would come with a Gibson. You know, what's cool about their sound is, to me, if you're a person that's been around a lot of guitars and you love playing guitar, if someone strums a Gibson versus a Martin, you can tell basically right away which brand it is, right? And it's like those characteristics are just entrenched in the identity of the instrument, the DNA of what it is. And it's like, I feel like down to the glue and the finishes and things like that, that all make each of the brands kind of like unique. This, you close your eyes and you can hear why artists would come toward this instrument. When you strum it, it's just got this very wooden, kind of like organic-y naturalness to it that is very powerful. And man, it follows the dynamic of the player, which is a great compliment to an instrument. If you're able to play the instrument, that's a bonus. If the instrument's playing you, meaning you have to constantly adjust to the style of your play to make the guitar sound good or the instrument sound good, you might have gone down the wrong path, which doesn't mean you got a bad guitar. It means you didn't get the exact right guitar for you, which is why we're here to help you. You can give us a shout right at empiremusic.com. chat with us through the site. Call us 412-343-5299. We will get this to you safe sound, dialed in with a full pro factory setup included on anything in our collection from Gibson, Epiphone, anything else we sell. So I'm Joe from Empire Music. If you like our content, please subscribe. If you have questions about guitars, trade-ins, financing, all that good stuff, you know where to find us at empiremusic.com. This is the Epiphone Texan USA here at Empire Music. Thanks for watching.